Good evening. I'm Richard Sherman, this year's chair of the Communications and Technology Commission. Today's Tuesday, October 17th, and this is our monthly meeting here at City Hall Chambers. We have a full complement of our members, including our student member. So we're going to call the meeting to order. And Candace, would you do the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
And over your heart, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, great. With a couple minor corrections, can we get an approval of the minutes from our September 19th meeting?
What correction?
We're just going to add our speaker under the fiber backbone. Okay, all those in favor? Can I get a? Candace, go ahead, please.
I'd like to make sure that we include Dylan on the agenda under the programming subcommittee.
I'm sorry, Candace, can you use the mic?
I'd like to make sure that Dylan is included on our agenda under the programming subcommittee.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we approved the agenda with that correction and the minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes? Carrie? Oh, you weren't here. Okay. Okay. Second. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. Are there any announcements or introductions? I don't see any. Oh, Michael Brockman?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. This is a way of doing a little update on Spectrum. We had an outage for 2 hours about a week ago Tuesday and decided to call them to complain about it. I went through my whole bill. There's no number to call. There's nothing on the bill that says, if you have a problem, call X. And I scratch in my head and say, it must be me. It must be here. No, where is it? After much discussion with Spectrum, when I finally did find a way to wiggle through the system, when you have a bill, first of all, if you're paying online, there's no problem, obviously. If you're paying by check, which I still do, the bottom half of the front page is the one you send back with, and apparently on the back of that is the number if you need to call.
Are you suggesting that they're not encouraging phone calls?
Well, one might, it's a passing thought that one might think about. So what I did is this. Oh, there's another issue. When I asked them about the outage and getting a credit, and they said, no, we only give credits to 4 hours, nothing under. I said, 4 hours. How do you count the 4 hours? If I had 2 hours out, and then you got me back on for an hour, and then I went out for another 2 hours, does that count? She couldn't give me an answer. Anyway, I have a phone number to give to those few members of Spectrum who may not have a number for the same reason if they needed it.
Well,
The number is 1-855-707-7328.
Can you say it a little slower, please?
1-855-707-7328. That will hopefully get you in the right direction.
Carrie, did you have?
Just along those lines, Michael, they were working on our street,
Yeah.
Spectrum, And they had, when I walked by, I said, what are you doing? Oh, they're just upgrading some of the connectors, things like that. And they were actually a little frustrated because they were trying to get online with their computers and couldn't get good cell reception in exactly the spot on our street that you can't get good. And so I told them, just walk down about two doors, because they wanted to let Spectrum know that they were about to pull the plug,
Right.
and they do it fast, take 10 minutes, and they probably were doing something like that too. But I just found it ironic that Spectrum couldn't get good cell service
Oh, well.
themselves to report that they were going to have an outage in case anybody called.
Okay.
So,
Okay, thank you. I don't see anyone wishing to make a public comment, so we'll go on to monthly reports.
Thank you, Chair Sherman. Let's see, in terms of franchise fees, all first and second quarter cable franchise fees are paid and up to date. Cable complaints review is the next item on the agenda. We have not received any complaints since our last meeting, always a good thing.
Now we know
And
why.
what's always not a good thing is that there's no report from any cable companies, from Spectrum or anybody.
I was just saying, now we know why there's no cable complaint. I wouldn't know where to call.
Okay. We're going to go now to our subcommittee reports. I know some of them do have some reports tonight. Wireless subcommittee, any update?
nothing to report this month?
Okay.
I just have one FYI on that, under the wireless subcommittee. I don't know if any of you saw it, but in the Wall Street Journal yesterday, there's a whole section on 5G technology.
This one?
That- I haven't read it yet, but
Okay, great. Programming subcommittee, Weber, Sherman, and Dylan
Yes.
Rothman. Anything you want to report? Or did we do that last time?
I don't have anything to report, but I think Dylan does.
Dylan, do you want to?
Yes. So I reached out to John Pilars, the sports director at my school, and he's currently working on trying to gain access to all the collections of previously recorded basketball games. I know we were talking about that. So he'll send those over whenever we can. And regarding the programming or program idea we had, I reached out to my friends at the Mayor's Youth Council about just a little video we could make maybe monthly or so, like we did with the anti-bullying video. Did you guys see that?
It was shown at City Council, and we're going to show it again here tonight.
Okay, great. So,
And you were starring in it. It was
Yeah.
really excellent.
yeah, thank you. But yeah, we're gonna try to do something like that maybe every month or so, and we'll film all of them at one time if we could, so that way we could just produce them every month. And I'll come up with ideas we could have like for those videos. So I'm yet to hear a response from them, but I'm sure they'll be coming in soon. So
Okay, thank you. That's excellent.
of course.
Good job.
Okay. Broadband Subcommittee, Carrie and David?
Nothing new to report for this month.
Okay. Okay. And then at some point, we might get somebody with some technical expertise to talk, to give us more update on what's in the works.
Yeah, I'm going to try and have a report for you by next month.
Okay,
I'll
great.
work on that.
Great.
David's gonna approach the guy that we had here last time. and-
months ago?
No,
Talking about this one?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was Terry Dipple.
it was Terry
from-
Dipple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, David wants to get more involved, so. And
And you
maybe,
wanna-
maybe Carrie might want to too.
Okay, fantastic. Community engagement. Michael Brockman and we met with Arvin and our communications director, Mike Russo, and really the idea to come up with some ideas on how to get our community more involved. Those who want to be involved, we recognize that there's some people who live in Calabasas, are happy here in Calabasas, and really don't want to know anything unless there's an absolute emergency. But we are trying to reach out to different groups within the city, because we came to the idea, and Arvin, I think, was the one who'd mentioned that, maybe the seniors want, and that's a large group in the city, maybe they want information different than certainly people Dylan's age or young adults. So we're in the process, and I think Mike Bruce will have more about it, not necessarily tonight, but over the months to come.
Yes.
Okay, so I was encouraged, because I really feel that the communications department, you provide so much information, and I like it to have a wider view and wider acceptance. So, okay. So I think we're done with our subcommittee report. Should Arvin share some of those videos now, or do you want to do your report and then whatever you decide?
I'll go ahead and do my report now because it's really, really short.
Okay, great.
Not in the packet, you've got the smartphone app usage, as well as a report on Granicus and YouTube usage by the public. You see the numbers there. And if there's no other questions, we can turn it over to Arvin Petros.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. Yep, working. I'd like to go over our productions for September and October of this year. In September, we had a few PSAs: Know Your Zone, emergency preparedness, careful with the school areas, and of course, opt-in for emergency preparedness information. In addition, a couple of our new shows, we did a Juan de Anza Trail video. Our second episode of Woolsey Fire 5 years look back with our resident Jerry O'Connell is running right now as well, and you can find that on YouTube and all the other platforms. We had an annual wildlife preparedness presentation in early October, and citywide Green Streets project groundbreaking also happened last week. And as we talked about a little bit earlier, October is Anti-Bully Prevention Month, and our Mayor's Youth Council helped us make a PSA for that. Some of our productions: school boards back twice a month. Our community center, we're pretty much done with the roof, so now we're moving in on the inside to cover some updates that are happening over there. State of the City, we're working with the mayor. That's going to be an event on November 15th, Wednesday night at the Founders Hall, so we're putting together videos for him on that. Again, the webinar Annual Wildfire Preparedness was on October 2nd, so that was informative from our LA County Fire Department. Green Streets, the groundbreaking was also on October 2nd, and we are now currently getting footage of them updating the sidewalk and the trail, so construction footage. And photos of Walk to School Day, Walk-in Flu Clinic, Library's 25th anniversary. These all happened in early October. Some of our upcoming events: Veterans Day is on November 7th, Mayor's State of the City, as I mentioned, is on the 15th, and of course, Pumpkin Festival is on the 22nd of October. That's a Sunday. We've been promoting that in the mayor's letter on Fridays. Emergency preparedness is key. Our rec brochure, library events, senior events, we're doing that still every month. In addition, I have a list of the 11 meetings that we have on CTV this month, and all this information and more is on the website, cityofcalabasas.com. And I'm here for any questions and answers.
Before you show, I know you're going to show a couple PSAs.
And
Have you done a PSA recently on Neighborhood Watch?
not yet, but the
Okay.
ball's rolling on that too with
Okay,
sheriff
great.
and
Okay, because I think with all the concern in the community about increased crime, I think that would be very it's timely. Okay. Okay. Do you want to show your
I
explain?
am ready now
Yeah,
to show
yes.
a video called October's Bully Prevention Month, and this was with the Mayor's Youth Council.
Hi, my name is Delaney Grayson,
And my name is Sienna Goldfarb.
and we are the Calabasas Mayor's Youth Council Wellness Subcommittee leaders.
October is National Bullying Prevention Month, and we are here to spread awareness about bullying throughout our schools and communities.
Bullying has changed a lot over these past few years, and it's important to not only be able to recognize acts of bullying, but know what steps to take if you or someone you know is being bullied.
Along with our other Mayor's Youth Council members, we will discuss bullying and ways to respond to it.
In my opinion, bullying is any sort of persistent harassment, whether it's in person or online, cyberbullying, or any like physical actions that one could perform on you.
Oftentimes, bullying is overlooked and misunderstood because in movies it's portrayed as pretty violent actions directly towards a person. But nowadays, with social media and smaller actions in schools such as microaggressions or even small comments, people oftentimes overlook what they're actually going through and don't recognize these things as bullying towards themselves or towards others.
Well, I mean, there's so many terms of bullying, but especially now in the digital age, there's a lot of cyberbullying via social media and different platforms, especially with the rise of AI as well, is used as a tool for bullying. So bullying is in all forms, but cyberbullying is very common nowadays.
Bullying is an intentional and aggressive act towards someone who is unable to defend themselves, and it is often repeated.
Bullying in general, it doesn't just have to be physical. It could be through the use of words, online, or just in person, whether someone's harassing you or being aggressive or just any sort of manner that you don't feel comfortable with.
I think the most important thing is be kind to everyone. You never want to think about hurting someone's feelings or being in their shoes and having your feelings hurt. It's important to know that how you treat people is how you'll be treated in return, and that everyone deserves to not only be nice to everyone, but receive that kindness back.
It's really important for younger children to be educated now. In movies, and they gain a lot of exposure from media sources, so it's important to know through those media sources to have an accurate depiction of what bullying is, and so they know how to prevent it from happening to themselves and prevent it from happening to others in their community as well.
To reduce bullying in the future, we should encourage kindness towards everyone, because bullying can often come from people who are unhappy with themselves and may want to bring it upon other people. So it's important to be kind to everyone to make sure to brighten everyone's day.
Also, there's the citywide green streets. I'll show you that. It's a short one too.
We're here for the groundbreaking of the Green Street project right here along the northernmost portion of Las Virgenes Road.
This project will provide environmental benefits by cleaning the stormwater runoff and improve connection to the trailhead here.
It's going to provide for a trail for our community all the way from Mount Calabasas to the trails up here, pedestrian and bike crossings that are much safer, additional parking for residents in the local area. It is an incredible area that 20 years ago was actually saved from development by a large amount of the community.
It's very significant that we have this moment together to dedicate this project to the sustainability and the environment that Calabasas so champions.
The overall project goals and outcomes are to treat stormwater runoff, create greater pedestrian safety, improve on-street and off-street parking for local residents and hikers, trail improvements, and increase the local aesthetics by utilizing the green approach. It's about a 6-month project and will conclude in the spring of 2024.
We're looking forward for residents to enjoy this project once it's complete.
Does anybody have any comments on either of the PSAs?
Yeah, I would say they're really well done. I mean, they're well done videos. You get a lot said in a short amount of time, which is a sign of a good PSA.
And
Arvin, just very well done. I'm just wondering, not that it's related specifically to the footage that you shot, but in the case of the bullying situation, I assume, or at least I hope, that there is some training or education about how the receiver of that behavior has to respond to it, what they're supposed to do, so they can be armed with preparation in case it occurs. Because in most instances, I'm sure the person that's doing it may not be doing it with full awareness of what the impact is of what they're doing.
Are you suggesting, I mean, listening to what you were saying, should there have been like a national, you know, like for suicide prevention, there's an 800 number. Are you suggesting that a referral, a reference?
No, I was saying it not so much in the context of the footage, but that what dawned on me was it would be good to make sure that the kids particularly are educated or given some kind of information as to how to respond to bullying if they encounter it. So they're not left hanging in the wind, so to speak. And,
That is a great comment, actually. So at school, actually, if you ever feel like you're being bullied, there are so many opportunities. There are wellness counselors all over school,
Yeah.
which is great. So you could just find any of them. They're roaming around campus too. You could just express all your feelings to them, and they know what's best. So they'll always feel free to help you. But great,
Thank you.
great comment. Yeah.
Thanks.
Great. Okay. Any other comments? I thought they were both excellent, and it was so nice that our newest, our student commissioner was active in the anti-bullying one as well. So thank you, and thanks. It's great when you bring those and share those as you have new ones. I think it, because I just want more of the community to be able to see the excellent work you do and learn something in the process.
Arvin, thank you. They're beautiful.
Arvin, it's good. If you could marry the sea lions and yoga with Ann, you could double, you know, the YouTube views.
Well, Arvin's going to have a thing, classics, and they'll be part of the classic. Dylan, do you have anything else? A student commissioner report? You kind of talked before, but anything else you want to add tonight?
Yes, I do have a slideshow prepared. Yeah, if we could get that on the screen, that'd be great. It's just about, as mentioned last time, how to access threads. I believe last month it was Facebook and Twitter, so.
Okay, great.
Yes. There we go. All right. So it's a little different this time with threads. So first, in order to access threads, you'll need an Instagram account. So as you can see here, Instagram, and the reason .com is in parentheses is because if you're typing it into the App Store, you don't need the .com, of course. So into the browser, you could see the red arrow. It's a little bit hard to see, but you just click the sign up button, enter all your information, and on the app, you just click the sign up button down there. Pretty simple. And once you have, should I go back a slide? Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Once you have that downloaded, you'll want to head over to Threads, or that account created. Same in the browser, threads.net, or just Threads on the app or Google Play Store. As you can see here, you have the option to just enter on the left. You have the option to enter in your Instagram account details, or just continue with Instagram. And the little note I have on the bottom is if you look at the photo on the right, you could see there's no option to enter your account details. So, which pretty much just means if you have Threads on your phone and you want to sign in, you'll have to have Instagram downloaded on your phone also. You can't just have an Instagram account because, as you can see on the bottom, it just says log in with Instagram. That's it. That's the only option you have. So it'll open Instagram, and if you don't have Instagram, it'll just prompt you to download it from the App Store or Google Play Store. Now, once I have Threads downloaded, how do I access that content? So we have two GIFs, one on the left, one on the right. They'll repeat themselves if you can't see it. So yeah, navigate to the search bar, type in what you want to follow, In this case, it's the city of Calabasas, of course. And click, follow, simple as that. So once you follow, you will receive notifications if, same as the apps from last month, you will have to have notifications turned on your phone, specifically for that app too. It'll prompt you to allow notifications or deny, and you'll want to press allow, of course. And yeah. You guys get that? Is that okay? Great. Yeah. Ignore the basketball clips playing in the background. Yeah. That's my report.
Thank you.
That's
Commissioner
great.
Rothman, if I may.
Sure.
Is Threads simply a substitute for Twitter, now called X?
Yes, I would say so. They are very, very similar. The only difference is that if you have an Instagram account, which of course you have to have Threads, it'll just show on your profile on Instagram that you have downloaded Threads. Whereas on Twitter, it's just one specific website and one specific app. It's not correlated with anything else. Yeah.
And as you mentioned, the city of Calabasas is on Threads.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So
Make sure to follow.
Be sure to follow.
Yeah.
But the,
Yes.
am I to understand that what you post on Threads is what you would already had posted or simultaneously posting on X, formerly Twitter?
It can be, yes.
But
Yes.
you don't have different,
No, I mean,
rarely?
you don't want to just simply post the same thing across all platforms all the time. Sometimes we will mix things up a little bit. I don't post on Threads as much as I do the others. Our Thread followers are still small. And Dylan, I'm sure you know this, when Threads came out, everybody was excited about it. Hey, I don't want to mess with Elon Musk and X, so I'm going to go over to Threads. And they had a lot of interest right away, and the interest has, let's say, leveled out. and so, our numbers on Threads, they're not nearly what they are on X, but they have leveled out.
Well, thank you, though. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Of course.
Okay. Are there, Arvin and Michael, do you have anything else you want to report before we move on to any future agenda items?
I do not have anything, Arvin.
Okay. Any commissioner have any future agenda items that you want to mention? Okay, just continue.
I just wanted to make sure I understood that we're not having a meeting in November.
Correct. We will not have a meeting actually in November because that would fall during Thanksgiving week.
Okay.
And generally, we don't meet in December because that is obviously right smack dab in the middle of the holidays. And so our next meeting would likely be in January.
So even though it says December?
Yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well, with that, having completed our agenda, can I have a motion to adjourn our meeting?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful holiday season.
Happy holidays.
Okay, thank you. Good night now.